for more on the record price of oil that we have seen this week and its impact on what you pay for everything from gas to groceries, let's bring in our all-star panel. Jim Lowell is Fidelity Investor Editor, along with Ron Ianieri. He is the Chief Options Strategist at Options University. Ron, I put it to you, given the price of oil being where it is, and the price of agricultural commodities, food prices being where they are, we're about to see an avalanche of inflation hit us at the grocery store and the gas pump. Am I completely wrong or what?
I think you're completely correct, and I think that what even expounds that problem is we're adding to the liquidity of the markets on a regular basis because we're trying to save the banks. Well, basically, as you know, we've got a little bit of a credit crisis right now. And, you know, some of these banks are in pretty big trouble. And obviously, the U.S. economy is really at a real ugly situation right now.
The Federal Reserve using a new tool to inject $200 billion into the financial system and ease some of this credit squeeze we've been seeing. Is this a long-term solution or just a Band-Aid?
It's a Band-Aid, and I really believe that the market is saying it's a Band-Aid. You mentioned that they're now opening up to lending or getting liquidity to the investment banks. Did you see what Bear Stearns is doing today with the market up big? There's rumors that Bear's in major trouble. That just shows me that if this was a long-term fix, Bear would not be reacting this way.
To Market Call tonight, Paul Welty, joined by Ron Ianieri, Chief Options Strategist and co-founder of Options University, joining us from Philadelphia. We're talking about options, and Ron, we don't have a lot of time, but let's do your top picks real quick. I guess I'm not too surprised that you're picking a short of Bank of America. Tell us why this is a good strategy.
Well, I'm actually not just picking Bank of America. I'm picking a short on the whole financial sector. I'm short-term bearish on all of the financials.
All right, and that would cover, I guess, your second pick, which is J.P. Morgan. Same reason?
Ron, what's your sense of whether we were really oversold, or did we get too excited too quickly? What's your approach to the financial element?
Well, I think what we saw was we first got into an oversold condition, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that I don't view the oversold condition as a bad valuation. I think that the stocks are probably going to go back down there and probably should be down there. The fact of the matter is they got down there too fast, and then we had an oversold condition. The banks started to rally, and with the SEC reinstituting the uptick rule, we had some encouragement on these banks that some type of support was going to be there for them from the federal government. The fact of the matter is then they went ahead and they became overbought too quickly. So obviously people aren't sure how to really read this, but the banks are in some serious trouble. This is just showing the Merrill Lynch situation is just showing how serious it's going to spread to the rest of the industry. We're going back down in the financials.
Why don't we start with Ron? Tell us a little bit about, for the average investor out there watching, might not be all that familiar with options, how they might be able to use them in the portfolio. Take us through kind of an Options 101 if you can.
Okay, well, obviously options are a very sophisticated product, a little more sophisticated than stocks, so there's a little more of a learning curve here. But what people have to really realize is that sometimes the extra time, effort, and energy spent in learning something is worth it. And you have to make that determination, and I very much feel that if an investor understood all the advantages options gave them, then they would say that, hey, this is well worth spending time, effort, and energy to learn how to use these things properly. When used properly, options are definitely much more cost efficient than the underlying security. They are actually less risky when used properly than the underlying security. They can help you generate income off of the securities you already own, and they can be used to protect the securities you already own.